Hello, let's play the game. This is the let's play a game video, and the idea is, as I talked about last time, that you guys will do your turn in the comment section of this video. So I have a whole presentation ready for you guys with the table, with the mission, everything is ready, and then on Monday, I think, I will do a video where I post my plan as well, so you can see what my plan would be. Um, so let's go and play a turn zero game. Here we go. So it's turn zero training, and this is a training method that I've used with my Danish national team quite extensively, and it really works. And I'm so excited to try and use this on YouTube for the first time. I've jazzed it up a bit so that all you guys can really get a sense of how this works. And this is the table that we're going to play with. This is set up in my own game room. We have oh, by the way, there will be a lot more visuals of the table. I am even doing a small video presentation where you guys can sort of get a walkthrough of it. So don't feel like you need to take screenshots of these slides. This is just the setup. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about. I've made sure that I have some poker chips lying on the table. We're not going to use them as objectives. They are markers so that we can sort of use them as reference points. And there will also be, in the next slide, I have some actual, what's that called? I have some, I've named some of these locations on the map itself. This is all set up in my game room. It's still set up. In a minute, I'm going to start filming my plan for what is going on. So let's talk through the table here. And this is what we have. We have the central farm here, which is this complex of buildings. I always play one roof means one building. So this here would be one building, there would be an extra building attached to it, there would be a building down here, this would be a building, that would be a building, and this would be a building. So lots of buildings here in the central farm. We also have the black farm up here. This is named after the black poker chip lying in its courtyard. It has some outbuildings and a main farmhouse here. It has a low stone wall. This is low enough that most stuff will be able to see across it. But the wall, the gated wall here into the central farm is pretty high. Then we have the red farm. It's named after the red poker chip that is lying in its courtyard here. We have the red church. This is named after a red poker chip. Everything over on this side of the table is red, by the way. So the red church and the churchyard surrounding it. There is a few gaps in the churchyard, but otherwise there's a a fairly large stone wall around it. It's large enough that most infantry cannot see across it, but some tanks will be able to. Then we have the hay farm, named after the hay bales that surround it. We have the green timber yard, named after the green poker chip here. And I'm not sure you can actually see this, but over here I have a blue poker chip. I call this forest the blue forest. And there's another blue poker chip up on this side, which is the blue wood. And then we have here a small fence and a blue poker chip lying right in this gap. Please notice that there is an actual gap here. So you can drive stuff through or get stuff through this. But there's a fence here, and I call this the blue fence. So that is the table. And I would suggest, if you want to take a screenshot of this picture, I will leave it for a few seconds so that you can do that. Just because when you are gaming this will be your side. you are actually standing where I'm standing with my camera here. That is your side. I've already rolled for sides and I got to pick, and I picked the other one over here. So this is your side, and yeah. I will give you a few more seconds, and then we'll go and watch some close-ups of some of the different locations. Right, we have here. This is a close-up from my side. Here we have Red Farm, and this is the Black Farm seen from my side. We have the Red Church over here. With the churchyard, you can see there's a few gaps here where you can cross the fence. There's an opening here, and there is a large door into the church, although the church is to building itself. We have the hay cart here that blocks the road so that you can't just drive down it in one go. And we have the central farm and the green timber yard over here. This is the center scene from the green timber yard. We have the green timber yard here. We have the fences going around it. We have a few bushes and trees here. Let's play these as just soft cover and the woods as dense terrain. I would play these piles of timber as hardcover and impossible unless you're a tracked vehicle, then you can just go over them. I also play this courtyard as a piece of road just because it's paved, but it's not connected to the main road, as you can see, so you're going to have to drive through a bit of rough ground, or not rough, but non-road. Here we see the blue forest viewing down towards the blue wood and blue road and the blue fence over here. You can see the gap again. There's a gap here. This tree has just fallen slightly off the base, I can see, but it's not. It's a little bit back, like where I'm pushing here, so you can move stuff through this. Although it's not wide enough for most vehicles, it is wide enough for infantry. So you can run through here if you want to. By the way, there's also a door on this building over here, so that you can enter it from this side going through it, but you can also enter it from this side going through it. This building here is severely lacking in doors, but it has a lot of windows, so there is a lot of openings on the outside here. This whole central farm hasn't got any doors on the outside, only windows. So it's fairly well protected. It's more or less a fortress. Here we again see the table. From the end of the table, we see blue road, blue wood, blue forest over here, the green timber yard, central courtyard, central farm, black farm, and red church. Right, I also have a video, so now I'm gonna skip the PowerPoint for just a sec and show you the video. Here we go. So I'm standing on your side here. Taking the video down into hay farm and the church. You can see there's a large opening in the church. You can also see there's like openings up here into black farm. This is the black farm. This is quite a big area with a lot of openings. We're going down towards blue side here, shifting sides over to my side now. We can see blue wood and blue road. And here we go into the timber yard again. We see the central courtyard there of the central farm. And here we have blue fence with the opening that I was talking about. And here we see the other side of black farm. Oh, a lot of sunlight, sorry about that. The sun came out. It was a nice autumn day filming this. Here again we see central farm. And we see a few gaps in the fencing over there. Right. So that is the table, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we have. Right, let me just get back to my PowerPoint here. So that was the video talkthrough of the table. I always play it like track vehicles can drive through linear obstacles, be they walls or be they fences. So I expect us to do that as well. And we're going to play No Man's Land. It's on page 134 of the rulebook, I think. Let me just check. It is. It's kill point. It's kill point mission. You can have reserves, and I think it is up to half you can have as a reserve. Let me just check again. I should have checked this beforehand, shouldn't I? Yes, up to half your units can be in reserve, and you can outflank those reserves if you want to. You can also deploy forward deployers, which might be a good idea because there is preparatory bombardment. So your whole deployment zone is going to be hit by preparatory bombardment. And just to let you know that your deployment zone, it goes like halfway into the green timber yard, and sort of halfway up through the hay farm and up to and including most of the blue forest. So that is where your deployment zone is. There's also low visibility, which means that you can only shoot 24 inches. So some of the forward deployers may be in danger, but most of your deployment zone is still in darkness. But of course, the preparatory bombardment is going to come down. And there is one more caveat with that, because now I'm going to show you my list. And I'm playing my British, so preparatory bombardment might be an issue for you. I have a regular second lieutenant with 2 helpers. I have 3 full-strength regular riflemen, infantry. I have the free forward artillery observer. I have an 8-man SAS unit with all SMGs, and they are fanatics. Veteran, of course. They are really good. I have an inexperienced light mortar team. I have a regular sniper team. I have a regular flamer team. I have a regular Piat team. And then I have a regular Daimler Dingo, which is a pretty crap vehicle. It's not that good. I have it right here. This is my Daimler Dingo. This is a converted dinky toy Daimler armored car. Perfect size, by the way. Love it to bits. I use it in many games. It only has a light LMG, and it is open top, but it's 8+ armor. So, and I have a regular LBT. Again, this monster of a thing with double pintle-mounted MMGs and a hull-mounted MMG. It can take 30 infantrymen, and it can it's open-topped, 7+ armor. And then for my final choice, I have my Stuart Recce, which is this little sucker. The Stuart Recce is not the Darker Stuart of competitive gaming, but it is still pretty good. It's what the British can take if they want to have Recce on their Stuarts. Mine has the hull-mounted Sponson LMGs, and it has a hull-mounted MMG, so that's 13 MG shots in the hull, and then it has a pintle-mounted HMG. So that is my Recce Stuart. That's my list, and since I get to choose the side, I chose the side that you're not watching, then I also have to state which units I am putting in reserves first. Now, I am not sending anything in outflank, first thing. But I am reserving. I'm reserving my 3 vehicles. I don't want them on the table. And in the LVT, I am sticking in my SAS, my lieutenant, and my flamer team. So that is my reserves, and that is the list. And now it's your turn. Make a plan for your deployment. Make a rough plan of how you win. By the way, I would suggest with the deployment, go back to where I showed you the table with all the names written into the table, and just copy paste that picture, open it in Paint, put some circles or like dot out where you want your stuff to go. Make a rough plan of how you're going to play it. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to make a rough plan, not knowing what I'm facing, not knowing anything else. I'm just going to make a plan for what I sort of want to do in order to win here. And use the reference points on the table. You can use the poker chips, or you can use my naming of the different parts of the table. And then write your plan in the comment section. And then as soon as people start writing their plans, you can of course go berserk and comment. But remember, as I said before, only positive comments. Your plan is brilliant. It could be even better if you did this. Right. That is it, boys. Go berserk. I will see you in the comment sections. Yay! Go game. Cheers.